Thomas Alva Edison is one of the inventors whose name is so popular because it managed to create a spectacular tool. Call it the most famous are electric light bulbs, film cameras, direct current power plants and much more. The man who was born on February 11, 1847 in Milan, Ohio, USA, had predicted about the development of future technology. Precisely in 1911, Thomas Alva Edison was interviewed by Miami Metropolis, and was asked to predict how things would be for the next 100 years. After a century, some of what Edison predicted was true. Next is the inventor's predictions that have come true. 1. Death of a steam engine. In an interview in 1911, Edison predicted that another 100 years a steam engine would die. According to him, the steam engine will be replaced with technology from extraordinary electricity. In its time, steam engines were used in pumps, locomotives and ships, and were very important in the Industrial Revolution. Really, even before 100 years since 1911, the world had begun to abandon steam engines and began switching to electricity. For example, in the world of locomotives that have left the steam engine since 1960. Today, most diesel trains are already using a hydraulic transmission system. 2. Commercial flights will become public in addition to steam engines. Technology that is also predicted to continue to develop is airplanes. According to Edison, later the aircraft will fly in the air, faster than gulls. With a speed of 200 kilometers per hour and a colossal engine, passengers can have breakfast in London and do business transactions in Paris and lunch at Cheapside. Indeed, in 1911 aircraft were still in the simplest form. At the beginning of the aircraft was invented in 1903, conditions were only enough for one person, whereas in 1910, the shape was still very simple compared to today. Really Edison's prediction? Yes, travelers now might laugh at the slow rotation of the Earth with airplanes. Now with the latest technology, distances between countries have become closer because they are traveled at speeds of 804 to 904 kilometers per hour. This means of transportation is now a commercial flight and is becoming common. Everyone from all walks of life can also enjoy it and no longer be a luxury necessity. 3. The magical book will contain the entire contents of the Britannica Encyclopedia. Edison predicted that the book of the next century would be printed from nickel leaf, so light that readers could enjoy a small library in one volume. This inch-thick book contains 40,000 pages, equivalent to 100 volumes and enough to contain the contents of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Each volume weighs less than 1 pound, half a kilogram. We currently have several devices that are able to accommodate the entire contents of the library. If you took part in the CES exhibition recently, there are lots of devices there. 4. Iron is generally used in home construction. According to Edison, houses in the next century will be equipped with iron attics. Babies in the 20th century will use a steel cradle. The father sits on an iron chair on an iron desk and the mother's study room is luxuriously furnished with iron furniture. We currently use a lot of iron. Iron consumption grew 3.3% during the 20th century and is now close to 800 million tons. It is often used for construction and support structure.